So, here with our good friend Kerri.
Hi.
And Kerri is up to something really cool, so why don't you tell us what we're doing?
So on July 6th, I plan on swimming, doing the Alcatraz swim in San Francisco, California. And they take you out to Alcatraz, which is an island with an old federal prison on it. And they drop you in front of the prison and you swim in to the San Francisco Yacht Club, which is probably about 2 miles.
Wow.
Yes.
And, you know, historically not the easiest swim, which was what
Right.
made it effective as a prison, was because
Exactly.
even if you could break out, it's not
Yes.
an easy swim to shore.
Right.
So,
And I've been training for this since probably about November, mainly in the pool, and then I've started doing some open water swimming.
okay. And you want to talk about the additional challenge that...
So with the open water swimming, I don't have a lot of open water experience so far, and I realized I've gone out a couple times and I've kind of panicked in the water, and it's really something that I want to work through. I also have a mild disability. I have mild cerebral palsy, and has its own challenges. So I also have that. So it's something that I want to work on and be able to complete the swim. It's really important to me.
And one of the things we're going to work on is acknowledging yourself, because some people who have no physical, challenge or anything
Right.
would say, I couldn't do it. I couldn't
Right,
do it.
right.
And the fact that you are already doing it,
Yes, I'm already doing it.
and training and have been in the water
Yes.
in Berkeley and stuff. So,
Yes.
So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes, take a deep
Okay.
breath. And I want you to think back to the last time you were swimming and you were feeling that panic, kind
Okay.
of difficulty breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can already see the physical stuff
Mhm.
going on.
Mhm.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how much discomfort's coming up?
I say I'm probably about a 5.
And what is the thought that's coming up?
The thought is that when I was in Hawaii about 10 years ago, and I got caught way out in North Shore in a really bad riptide, and I panicked and I was alone and I had to go into shore on my own without any help, and it was a scary experience for me.
Okay. And now, having just talked about that, has the level of discomfort gone up? Do you feel any more fear?
I say probably about a 6, but it
Okay.
feels good to talk about it too.
Okay. And what physical symptoms are you experiencing right now as you talk about it?
I just feel kind of a little stressed, just kind of a little anxious,
Okay.
a little nervous.
And so feeling what you feel, noticing what goes on inside, say, I'm afraid I'm not going to make it.
I'm afraid I'm not going to make it.
That's about a 6. Okay. So go ahead and open your eyes. Side of the hand.
Okay.
Even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
Even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
Even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
Even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
I choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
Even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
Even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
and it is a really scary thought,
it's a really scary thought,
and it's hard to breathe,
and it's hard to breathe.
really hard to swim,
It's really hard to swim,
and I just don't want to be in that position again.
and I just don't want to be in that position again.
And even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
And even though I'm afraid I'm not going to make it,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself,
love, honor, and accept myself,
and maybe anyone else who might be involved in this.
and anyone else who might be involved in this.
All this fear that I'm not going to make it,
All this fear that I'm not going to make it,
all this fear I won't make it,
all this fear that I won't make it.
I'm so far out,
I'm so far out.
no one can get to me,
I'm so far out, no one can get to me.
no one can save me.
No one can save me.
It's up to me,
It's up to me.
and I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it.
And I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it.
All this fear I'm not going to make it,
All this fear I'm not going to make it.
all this fear that I'm going to die.
All this fear that I'm going to die.
I'm going to die in the water.
I'm going to die in the water.
And when I'm swimming
And when I'm swimming
out in the water,
out in the water,
I get that feeling again.
I get that feeling again.
I don't want to put myself in that position again.
I don't want to put myself in that position again.
And I can tell myself
And I can tell myself
there's going to be a lot of other people there.
there's going to be a lot of other people there.
And part of me says,
And part of me says,
I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm afraid I won't make it.
I'm afraid I won't make it.
I'm afraid that I'll have the feeling
I'm afraid that I'll have the feeling.
that I'm not going to make it.
Afraid that I'll have the feeling that I'm not going to make it.
Even if I were certain
Even if I were certain
that there was someone there to save me,
that there was someone there to save me,
part of me says,
part of me says,
I just don't want to go through the fear again.
I just don't want to go through the fear again.
And I love and appreciate that part of me
And I love and appreciate that part of me
that's trying to protect me.
that's trying to protect me.
It's trying to protect me from pain,
It's trying to protect me from pain,
from fear.
from fear,
All this fear that I'm not going to make it.
all this fear that I'm not going to make it.
Part of me might be saying,
Part of me might be saying,
what the heck were you thinking?
what the heck were you thinking?
Signing up for this.
Signing up for this.
Don't you remember Hawaii?
Don't you remember Hawaii?
Why would you want to do this?
Why would you want to do this?
And part of me says,
And part of me says,
I must be crazy.
I must be crazy.
Another part of me says,
Another part of me says,
I must be a total badass.
I must be a total badass.
And that's who I choose to be.
And that's who I choose to be.
And that's who I really am.
And that's who I really am.
Because it was my inner badass
Because it was my inner badass
that got me back to shore in Hawaii.
that got me back to shore in Hawaii.
I did make it.
I did make
I
it.
choose to remember that.
I choose to remember that.
And I love and appreciate that part of me
And I love and I appreciate that part of me
that might be saying,
that might be saying,
yeah, we made it last time,
yeah, we made it last time,
but why risk it again?
but why risk it again?
All this fear that I'm not going to make it.
All this fear that I'm not going to make it.
All this fear that I'm not going to make it.
All this fear that I'm not going to make it.
All this fear in my body.
All this fear in my body.
All this difficulty breathing.
All this difficulty breathing.
All this panic.
All this panic.
All this anxiety.
All this anxiety.
And there may be other things
And there may be other things
that are contributing to this panic.
that are contributing to this panic.
All these other things in my life.
All these other things in my life.
Other times where I felt helpless.
Other times where I felt helpless.
All these times where I felt that I was in danger.
All these times that I felt like I was in danger.
Because part of my mind is saying,
Because part of my mind is saying,
let's remember all of it.
let's remember all of it.
Let's remember every scary moment.
Let's remember every scary moment.
Because if we can make it really upsetting,
Because if we can make it really upsetting,
maybe we'll give up this crazy idea.
maybe we'll give up this crazy idea.
And I love and appreciate that part of
And I
me.
love and appreciate that part of me.
But where does it stop?
But where does it stop?
I don't want to live in fear.
I don't want to live in fear.
I won't live in fear.
I won't live in fear.
And while I love and appreciate that part of me,
And while I love and appreciate that part of me
that is brilliantly trying to protect me,
that is brilliantly trying to protect me
based on misinformation,
based on misinformation,
I'm allowing that part of me
I'm allowing that part of me
to take on a new job
to take on a new job
and figure out how to make sure I make it.
and figure out how I make sure I make it.
It's a smart part of me.
It's a smart part of me.
I'm going to use that part of me.
I'm going to use that part of me.
I'm finding ways
I'm finding ways
to breathe more easily,
to breathe more easily,
to be at my best,
to be at my best,
to do my best.
to do my best.
All this remaining fear,
All this remaining fear,
this remaining fear that I'm not going to make it.
this remaining fear that I'm not going to make it,
I'm clearing that out.
I'm clearing that out.
Clearing that from every moment of that Hawaii experience.
Clearing that from every moment of that Hawaii experience.
I'm clearing it all the way back through my past.
I'm clearing it back all the way back through my past.
Clearing it at a cellular level.
I'm clearing it at a cellular level,
Back through every moment in my life
back through every moment in my life
where I felt scared.
where I felt scared,
Where I was afraid that I couldn't do it.
where I was afraid that I couldn't do it,
Where I was afraid that I couldn't handle it.
where I was afraid that I couldn't handle it.
Because the truth is,
Because the truth is,
I have always handled it.
I've always handled it.
Every single challenge in my life,
Every single challenge in my life,
I have handled.
I have handled.
Maybe not always as gracefully as I would have liked,
Maybe not as always as gracefully as I would like,
but I handled it.
but I handled it.
I may not have swam back to shore
I may not have swam back to shore
looking like a total badass,
looking like a total
with
badass,
absolute confidence,
with absolute confidence,
giant grin on my face.
giant grin on my face.
Maybe that's not how I felt,
Maybe that's not how I felt,
but I made it.
but I made it.
I handled the situation.
I handled the situation.
I can handle what comes up,
I can handle what comes up,
clearing this fear
clearing this fear,
and uncovering my confidence.
and uncovering my confidence.
It's in there.
It's in there.
If it weren't in there,
If it weren't in
I
there,
wouldn't have signed up in the first
I
place.
wouldn't have signed up in the first place.
So I'm clearing the remaining fear,
I'm clearing the remaining fear,
setting myself free
setting myself free
to discover my confidence
to discover my confidence
and actually have fun with this.
and actually have fun with this.
I've got this.
I've got this.
I can do this.
I can do this.
I'm already doing it.
I'm already doing
And I
it.
choose to acknowledge that I'm already
And I
doing
choose to
it.
acknowledge that I'm already doing it.
There's nothing more I need to do
There's nothing more I need to do
to prove anything to anyone.
to prove anything to anyone.
At this point,
At this point,
I'm doing it because I want to.
I'm doing it because I want to.
Because I enjoy finding out
Because I enjoy finding out
what I'm capable of.
what I'm capable of,
and I'm capable of so much.
and I'm capable of so much.
Clearing the remaining fear,
Clearing the remaining fear,
and loving myself in the process.
and loving myself in the process.
In body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
Take a deep breath. Your eyes closed. Think back to being in Hawaii and say, I'm afraid I'm not going to make it.
I'm afraid I'm not going to make it.
Just follow your breath through your body. And if the fear and discomfort was at a 6 before, what does that feel like right now?
I like a 2.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And just so follow your breath and get in touch with whatever you feel in there that is still coming up as a 2. And what thoughts or memories might be contributing to that?
I'm just feeling that I can't do it. Just going into the water last week, I went out to Berkeley and I felt like I panicked, and I feel like I understand the swim better now that I got that experience, but I still have that fear that when I go out next week that I will panic again. But I feel better.
So,
overall.
So feeling what goes on inside, say, I'm afraid I'm going to panic again.
I'm afraid I'm going to panic again.
And on a scale of 0 to 10, how true does that feel?
Maybe a 1.
Okay, so it's not a strong feeling.
Right.
What physical sensation do you have as you think about it?
Just kind of a little bit of a lump in the back of my throat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Side of the hand.
Okay.
Even though I'm afraid I'll panic again,
Even though I'm afraid I'll panic again,
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
Even though I'm afraid I'm going to panic again,
Even though I'm afraid I'm going to panic again,
I choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
Even though I'm afraid I'm going to panic again,
Even though I'm afraid I'm going to panic again,
because if I've done it once,
because if I've done it once,
I'm sure I'll do it again.
I'm sure I'll do it again.
That's what part of me is saying,
That is what part of me is saying,
hoping that I won't risk it.
hoping that I won't risk it.
And even though I'm afraid I'll panic again,
Even though I'm afraid I'll panic again,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself,
love, honor, and accept myself,
and maybe anyone else involved.
and maybe anyone else involved.
All this fear that I'll panic again.
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 Because I panicked the last time,
Because I panicked the last time.
and part of me says,
And part of me says,
if I did it the last time,
if I did it the last time,
I'm going to do it the next time.
I'm going to do it the next time.
Even though I know
Even though I know
that's not always the case.
that's not always the case.
There are so many things in life
There are so many things in life
where I did something imperfectly
when I did something imperfectly
and then got it right the next time.
and then got it right the next time.
When I was learning to walk,
When I was learning to walk,
I fell down a couple of times,
I fell down a couple of times,
and I didn't decide
and I didn't decide
I am always going to fall down,
I'm always going to fall down.
because eventually I stopped falling down.
Eventually I stopped falling down.
I can do this without panicking.
I can do this without panicking.
And the next time,
And the next time,
maybe that time,
maybe that time,
and maybe it won't.
and maybe it won't.
Maybe I will panic the next time.
Maybe I will panic the next time.
And what happens if I panic?
And what happens if I panic?
I survived it the last time I panicked.
I survived it the last time I panicked.
It'll be uncomfortable.
It'll be uncomfortable.
I probably won't enjoy it,
I probably won't enjoy it,
but I'll overcome it
but I'll overcome it
like I have so many times in the past.
like I have so many times in the past.
I might panic again,
I might panic again,
and I can handle that.
and I can handle that.
And I'm clearing the fear.
And I'm clearing the fear.
Clearing the fear that I can't handle panicking.
Clearing the fear that I can't handle panicking.
And I'm clearing the fear behind the panic.
And I'm clearing the fear behind the panic.
Part of me is saying,
Part of me is saying,
we need to feel this panic.
we need to feel this panic.
Even if everything is completely safe.
Even if everything is completely safe.
Even if someone was swimming with me,
Even if someone was swimming with me,
waiting to pull me up out of the water,
waiting to pull me up out of the water,
part of me would say,
part of me would say,
I still gotta panic
I still gotta panic
to try to talk myself out of this.
to try to talk myself out of this.
And I love and appreciate that part of me.
And I love and appreciate that part of me.
And I'm giving myself permission
And I'm giving myself permission
to let go of this need to panic.
to let go of this need to panic.
It's okay to feel good.
It's okay to feel good.
It's okay to feel confident.
It's okay to feel confident.
All this fear
All this fear
of feeling confident in the water.
of feeling confident in the water.
What if I allowed myself
What if I allowed myself
to love swimming,
to love swimming,
to feel like a dolphin,
to feel like a
and
dolphin,
just be in that water,
and just be in that water,
having the time of my life?
having the time of my life?
I'm so glad I'm doing
I'm
this.
so glad I'm doing
I'm
this.
so lucky for this
I'm
opportunity.
so lucky for this opportunity.
What if I felt that way?
What if I felt that way?
That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
According to part of my mind.
According to part of my mind.
Another part of my mind says,
Another part of my mind says,
that would be a nightmare.
that would be a nightmare.
Because if I enjoyed this,
what's
next?
What's next?
What am I going to try next?
What am I going to try next?
I need to draw the line someplace.
I need to draw the line someplace.
And I'm using panic to do that.
And I'm using panic to do that.
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
And sometimes I beat myself up
And sometimes I beat myself up
for panicking.
for panicking.
I'm doing all this training.
I'm doing all this training.
I know how to do this.
I know how to do this.
I've got the support.
I've got the support.
It doesn't make any sense for me to panic.
It doesn't make any sense for me to panic.
I'm so stupid for panicking.
I'm so stupid for panicking.
I feel so weak.
I feel so weak.
I feel so helpless.
I feel so helpless.
And the truth is,
And the truth is,
I'm brilliant.
I'm brilliant.
I'm brilliantly trying to protect
I'm
myself
brilliantly trying to protect myself
from something I see as a threat.
for something I see as a threat.
And I'm giving myself permission
And I'm giving myself permission
to see that it's much safer than I thought.
to see that it's much safer than I thought.
There's always risks.
There's always risks.
Every time we get up in the morning,
Every time we get up in the morning,
there are risks.
there are risks.
And I always handle them.
And I always handle them.
I always handle it.
I always handle it.
I choose to have more confidence in myself.
Choose to have more confidence in myself.
It's safe to let the panic go.
It's safe to let the panic go.
It's okay to let this fear go.
It's okay to let this fear go.
And it's not going to make me stupid.
And it's not going to make me stupid.
Part of me says,
Part of me says,
if I'm not panicking,
if I'm not panicking,
if I'm not afraid,
if I'm not afraid,
I'll do something really stupid.
I'll do something really stupid.
I'll swim away from the crowd,
I'll swim away from the crowd.
start swimming under the Golden Gate Bridge.
Start swimming under the Golden Gate Bridge.
To heck with where everyone else is going.
To heck with where everyone else is going.
I'm going back to open water.
I'm going back to open water.
That sounds like a good plan.
That sounds like a good plan.
If I don't have fear,
If I don't have fear,
I'll just do something crazy.
I'll just do something crazy.
And I'm clearing this fear.
And I'm clearing this fear.
I know what I want to do.
I know what I want to do.
I know what I'm going to do.
I know what I'm going to do.
I don't need fear to make me smart.
I don't need fear to make me smart.
I won't be stupid if I let go of the panic.
I won't be stupid if I let go of the panic.
I won't be stupid if I'm confident.
I won't be stupid if I'm confident.
And in fact, when I'm confident,
When I'm confident,
I breathe more easily.
I breathe more easily.
I make better choices.
I make better choices.
I swim much better.
I swim much better.
It's much better for my safety,
It's much better for my safety,
for myself to feel confident.
for myself to feel confident.
So I'm clearing the fear,
So I'm clearing the fear,
clearing the panic,
clearing the panic,
clearing this fear that I'm going to panic.
clearing this fear that I'm going to panic.
There's no guarantee that I won't,
There's no guarantee that I won't,
but there's absolutely no guarantee that I will.
but there's no guarantee that I will.
And I choose to feel confident.
And I choose to feel confident.
So I'm setting myself free
So I'm setting myself free
in body, mind, and spirit.
in body, mind, and spirit.
Take a deep breath. With your eyes closed. So, and now imagine yourself back out in the water. And say, I'm afraid I'm going to panic.
I'm afraid I'm going to panic.
Are you?
I hope not.
How does it feel right now, though?
I feel better. I would say I'm probably between a 1 and a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other thoughts or beliefs might be coming up?
I think that I feel like people don't think that I can do it. Like they're surprised because of my disability that I'll actually be able to accomplish this. And I think I am surprised because of my disability that I'll be able to accomplish this, even though I know I'm a good swimmer. And it's something that is important to me.
Yeah. All right. So, say there's doubt about whether I can do this.
There's doubt about whether I can do this.
Just on a scale of 0 to 10, how strong does that feel?
I would say probably about a 5
Okay. And where in your body do you feel that?
in my shoulders.
Side of the hand.
Okay.
Even though there's all this doubt,
Even though there's all this doubt,
I choose to love and accept
I
myself.
choose to love and accept myself.
Even though there's all this doubt,
Even though there's all this doubt,
I choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
Even though there's all this doubt,
Even though there's all this doubt,
other people doubt me,
other people doubt me,
and that causes me to doubt myself.
and that causes me to doubt myself.
And even though there's all this doubt about whether I can do it,
Even though there's all this doubt about whether I can do it,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself.
love, honor, and accept myself.
And maybe all these other people.
And all these other people.
Because maybe their doubt
Maybe their doubt
is just about them.
is just about them.
All this doubt about whether I can do it.
All this doubt about whether I can do it.
All this doubt about whether I can do it.
All this doubt about whether I can do it.
There are a lot of people
There's a lot of people
who are surprised that I'm even trying this.
who are surprised that I'm even trying this.
They might even be saying,
They might even be saying,
you have a disability.
you have a disability.
Why are you even trying this?
Why are you even trying this?
And I don't like hearing that.
And I don't like hearing that.
And I don't even understand
And I don't even
how
understand
crazy people can be.
how crazy people can be.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
But a lot of people
But a lot of people
are very ignorant.
are very ignorant.
They don't mean to be mean.
They don't mean to be
They
mean.
don't mean to be stupid.
They don't mean to be
They're
stupid.
just ignorant.
They're just ignorant.
But I hear it so much
But I hear it so much.
that maybe part of me says,
But maybe part of me says,
what if they're right?
what if they're right?
Maybe I shouldn't be trying to do this.
Maybe I shouldn't be trying to do this.
Even though I know I'm a good swimmer,
Even though I know I'm a good swimmer,
I can do great in water.
I can do great in water.
Water feels really good.
Water feels really good.
I like swimming.
I like swimming.
I'm good at it.
I'm good at it.
Why should I have this doubt?
Why should I have this doubt?
All this doubt.
All this doubt.
I'm clearing it.
I'm clearing it.
And again,
And again,
I love and appreciate those parts of me
I love and appreciate those parts of me
that are entertaining those doubts
that are entertaining those doubts
as a way of keeping me in my comfort zone.
as a way of keeping me in my comfort zone.
That's what the brain is supposed to do.
That is what the brain is supposed to do.
Keep us safe.
Keep us safe.
But so often,
But so often,
it's based on misunderstandings.
it's based on misunderstandings.
And a lot of these are other people's
And
misunderstandings.
a lot of these are other people's misunderstandings.
All these people who say,
All these people who say,
you probably can't do this.
you probably can't do this.
And they're so wrong.
And they're so wrong.
And then part of me says,
And then part of me says,
I'm going to prove them wrong.
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 And for part of me,
And for part of me,
that's really motivating.
that's very motivating, yes.
But for another part of me,
But for another part of me,
that puts a lot of pressure on me.
that puts a lot of pressure on
And
me.
a lot of expectations.
And a lot of expectations.
What if I don't prove them wrong?
What if I don't prove them wrong?
That will be a major failure.
That'll be a major failure,
Even if they thought I could do it,
even if they thought I could do it.
and there was all this confidence,
And there's all this confidence.
I'd feel bad if I didn't make it.
I'd feel bad if I didn't make it.
But I have this added pressure
But I have this added pressure
of trying to prove something,
of trying to prove something.
and all this expectation I'm putting on myself,
And all this expectation I'm putting on myself.
and all this fear
And all this fear
of falling short,
of falling short.
and all this fear
All this fear
that people will say,
that people will say,
"We told you so.
we told you so.
You shouldn't have tried."
You shouldn't have tried.
All this fear.
All this fear.
And people have probably said this to me
And people have probably said this to me
at different times during my
at
life.
different times during my life.
And part of me is still pissed off about that.
Part of me is still pissed off about that.
Part of me is still sad about that.
Part of me is still sad about that.
All these emotions
All these emotions
about people's lowered expectations
about people's lowered expectations
and how they treat me differently,
and how they treat me differently,
as though I'm less than something.
as though I'm less than something.
All this fear,
All this fear,
all this pain,
all this pain,
all this old pain.
all this old pain.
And I'm giving myself permission
And I'm giving myself permission
to move through it.
to move through it.
That's their ignorance.
That's their ignorance.
I'm done carrying that.
I'm done carrying that.
I'm done giving them free rent in my head.
I'm done giving them free rent in my
I
head.
am evicting their butts.
I'm evicting their butts.
I got enough to deal with on my own.
I've got enough to deal with on my
And
own.
I'm clearing my own doubts.
I'm clearing my own doubts.
And I'm clearing this pressure
I'm clearing this pressure,
and this expectation.
this expectation,
And part of me says
and part of me says,
that if I don't put this pressure on myself,
if I don't put this pressure on myself,
I'll just give up now.
I'll just give up now.
If I don't have to do it,
If I don't have to do
if
it,
I don't have to prove anything to
if I
anyone,
don't have to prove anything to anyone,
then why would I do it?
then why would I do it?
Which is a good question.
Which is a good
Because
question.
if I'm only doing it to prove the point,
Because if I'm only doing it to prove the point,
maybe that's not the best motivation.
maybe that's not the best motivation.
There's much better motivations than
There's
that.
much better motivation.
Maybe I'm doing it
Maybe I'm doing it
because I know I'm a total badass.
because I know I'm a total badass.
And I love showing that.
And I love showing that.
Not to prove anything to anybody,
Not to prove anything to anybody,
but just to have fun.
but just have fun.
Just to find out
Just to find out
how far I can go,
how far I can go,
no matter what other people think.
no matter what other people think.
And I'm clearing all this fear of expectations,
And I'm clearing all this fear of expectations,
all this fear of other people's thoughts and doubts,
all this fear of other people's thoughts and doubts,
because that's not my problem.
because that's not my problem.
What other people think of me is none of my business.
What other people think of me is none of my business.
And swimming this event will be tough enough.
And swimming this event will be tough enough.
I don't need to carry all these other people.
I don't need to carry all these other people.
They'll just drown. They'll just drag me down.
They'll just drag me down.
I'm lightening the load.
I'm lightening the load.
Setting myself free.
Setting myself free.
Letting go of these doubts.
Letting go of these doubts.
And I know I can do this.
And I know that I can do this.
I'm a good swimmer.
I'm a good swimmer.
Chances are
There'll
be plenty of people out there
with no specific disability
who aren't as good a swimmer as I am.
who aren't as good a swimmer as I am.
I have a much better chance than a lot of these people.
I have a much better chance as a lot of these people.
And I choose to have that confidence.
I choose to have that confidence.
Releasing the fear.
Releasing the fear.
Releasing all of this discomfort.
Releasing all of this discomfort.
All this old discomfort.
All this old discomfort.
All this old pain.
All this old pain.
All this old shame.
All this old shame.
All this old anger.
All this old anger.
All this old stuff.
All this old stuff.
I don't need to carry that in the water with me.
I don't need to carry that in the water with me.
So I'm setting myself free.
So I'm setting myself free.
Setting myself free.
Setting myself free.
I'm streamlining myself.
I'm streamlining myself.
It's like those special swimsuits they have in the Olympics.
It's like those special swimsuits they have in the Olympics.
So they can swim faster.
So they can swim faster.
That's what I'm doing for myself.
That's what I'm doing for myself.
Getting rid of all that stuff that creates drag.
Getting rid of all that stuff that creates drag.
And setting myself free.
Setting myself free.
In body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. So with your eyes closed, say, people doubt that I can do this.
People doubt that I can do this.
And on a scale of 0 to 10, how bothersome is that?
I would say probably about a 2.
So you're feeling more confident about this.
I feel better, yes.
So let's, I often like to close out with more positive rounds.
Okay.
So, I choose to know I've got this.
I choose to know I've got this.
And I choose to love and accept myself.
And I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to know I've got this.
I choose to know I've got this.
And I choose to love and honor
And I
myself.
choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to know I've got this.
I choose to know I've got this.
I can handle this.
I can handle this.
Whatever comes up,
Whatever comes up,
I've got this.
I've got this.
And I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself.
love, honor, and accept myself.
And maybe anyone else involved.
And maybe anyone else involved.
I've got this.
I've got this.
I've got this.
I've got this.
I choose to know that I've got
I
this.
choose to know that I've got this.
And there's all kinds of evidence
And there's all kinds of evidence
that I've got this.
that I've got this.
Because I've overcome so many challenges.
Because I've overcome so many challenges.
I've handled so many things.
I've handled so many things.
And I'm allowing myself to recognize,
And I'm allowing myself to recognize.
of course I'm an athlete.
Of course I'm an athlete.
I'm absolutely an athlete.
I'm absolutely an athlete.
In some ways,
In some ways,
I'm more of an athlete
I'm more of an athlete
than a lot of other people.
than a lot of other people.
I'm a badass athlete,
I'm a badass athlete.
and I've got this.
And I've got this.
Clearing any remaining doubts.
Clearing any remaining doubts.
Letting go of those remaining fears.
Letting go of those remaining fears.
And if other fears come up,
And if other fears come up,
I've got this.
I've got this.
I know how to let it go.
I know how to let it go.
I know how to move through it.
I know how to move through it.
I'm becoming unstoppable.
I'm becoming unstoppable.
In fact,
In fact,
I think my life pretty much shows
I think my life pretty much shows
that I'm pretty much unstoppable.
that I'm pretty much unstoppable.
I am an unstoppable badass,
I'm an unstoppable badass.
and I've got this.
And I've got this.
Allowing myself to uncover that confidence
Allowing myself to uncover that
that
confidence
has always been there.
that's always been there.
I love and appreciate those parts of me
Love and appreciate those parts of me
that have tried to confine my confidence,
that have tried to confine my
that have
confidence,
tried to scare me out of it,
that have tried to scare me out of it,
trying to talk me out of it,
trying to talk me out of it,
for fear of the trouble I'd get myself
for
into.
fear of the trouble I get myself into.
If I truly acknowledged what a badass I
If I
am,
truly acknowledged what a badass I am,
and I'm clearing that fear.
and I'm clearing that fear,
Being fearless
being fearless
won't make me stupid.
won't make me stupid.
So I'm setting myself free,
So I'm setting myself free,
knowing that I've totally got this.
knowing that I've totally got this
In body, mind, and spirit.
in body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. Now imagining yourself in the bay, jumping in the water, and say, I've got this.
I've got this.
Just let that rattle around inside. And on a scale of 0 to 10, how true does that feel?
It's like a 10. Excited.
Awesome.
I feel good.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it.